One, one, two, 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 three, roll. So you'll notice the last three advertisements and/or commercials or videos from other playlists include Sava Hospice, as well as another one that's similar. It's something like a euthanasia hospice, and something finally a third. It says before it's out of the womb, it's allowed for a hospice. So if you'll excuse me and forgive me for not being sort of in a condescending, a sort of excuse me, forgive me, sort of a tone, so adhering to common, however, how you say practice of how you say supposed quote unquote lifesavers these days. If you notice my last video segment, it was a true story, a factual note. I'm a 75% endangered human species. But besides that, if you look at the medical history of the local, formerly known as Lawrence Memorial Hospital, says the place of my birth during the gay 90s. They says, and she's in labor, and she's in labor, and where are we going? We'll take the bus. We'll take the bus. No, it's too expensive. Spare no expense. Jurassic Park's coming out soon. We'll take the bus to the gay 90s of the Lawrence Memorial, formerly known as Lawrence Memorial. Yes, for a few years during the Hussein regime, or the Islamic years of this area, there was a teeny tiny little bit of a all ages hospice. Even pets are welcome for the incumbent employees that were imported from Old Mecca, as they were getting a bit disgruntled with these inland showed up to help backwards sort of pro-terror Middle Easterners that were here all along. So there was that, and then instead of remodeling the tiny, teeny little hospice that was for predominantly terrorists of sorts that could or could not, it was at their will and or leisure, plug themselves into the dehydration machine. Instead of doing that, they've reinstated a sort of an old Bush Senior slash however something similar to Bush Junior, Bush Senior, Bill Clinton mandatory minimums regardless of the resident's consent or any kind of heads up, as if the residents were people. They'd just kick down the back door, set down on your chest one orderly, whilst the second worker withdraws as much possible to fill the mandatory minimums and quotas of health care upon within the vicinity of this brand new, formerly known as Lawrence Memorial Hospital. It's the Yale New Haven, Connecticut state mandates that the residents do not need to consent to because they're within the immediate area of the brandy new Yale New Haven Health Hospital. And there are plenty of EMS workers that attempt to life save regardless of what kind of disinformation they may or may not have, or what sort of malpractice has gone on. All of these imported incumbents, or all of these from within our borders, pro-terror Middle Easterners, or United African Front, pro and or is, have performed on the residents this entire long while. You'll notice I've mentioned the dentist. Yes, they were known to drill holes and then fill cavities. They weren't there. They'd drill and create the cavities and then fill as if I was a test patient without my consent. And that led up to stolen wisdom teeth and these physical inspections where they injected me with what? Against my consent, and not in a life-saving sort of deal, but a pro-terror, kill Americans sort of deal. Have you never had cyanide arsenic mixed in with your risperidone as a once-a-week mandatory ingestion? Says administered by all of social services in local areas. So I've gone through thick and thin in the quote-unquote the shit. And with a doctor's note, yeah, and a dentist note, yeah. It's not that I don't trust my doctor and dentist. It's that those are the only two that I does, actually. If they are even still alive, with a note from each of them that I get myself, of course I'll show up at the brand New Haven Health. Probably with some sort of guardian, maybe even a private security, to ensure I can meet and greet with an ordinary physicians at the ordinary Yale New Haven Health, formerly known as Lawrence Memorial, to show off my abnormal, exotic, endangered human species 3/4 as a competent, clean bill of mental health, physical health, this past since 2013, adult of age 30 EST. And please, please do never, ever get my parents, who are close to the age of 55, which is senior citizen considering their experience since 9/11/2001, are the D-Day of World War III, considering their experience since D-Day WW3 until present day. Please do not get them involved in something that a 30-year-old competent, capable adult male is handling currently on my own. Okay? So, well, there's that. And then there's, excuse me, I mean, by all means, forgive me, or should I be like, says, something